Okay, so I am fixing to get together scrap gold to send off, and I'll show you where I send it. It's the best place. A lot of people are like, oh, we give 80% or 70% or something like that. They rarely ever do. And if you ever go to their site and look at the reviews, they're all over the place. They'll barely give you half. But my husband found this place a while back, and you can call them and talk to them. Very nice people, very truthful. They have nothing to lie to you about, nothing to, hide from you. But I want to kind of show you my process of the scrapping process and making sure you get your money's worth and what to do when you are scrapping. So I have like a whole lot of stuff right here right now, and I'm going to show you a little of it, not like all of it, just kind of the finer points and what to scrap and what not to scrap. I have to voice over a lot of this just because Olive is here doing fantastic, by the way, graduating from speech therapy. So this is just an old ring, and it is thick and heavy, and I would scrap it every time because I'm just not going to get that much money out of it. This stick pin is really nice, great workmanship, everything like that. I've had it on eBay forever for scrap value. Can't sell it, time to scrap it, because even if I sold it for scrap value, I would only get 80% on eBay. And that's not including like whether I have to worry about the fees of them returning it and having to ship different stuff. This I definitely thought would have sold. I tried it. It didn't. Gold is so expensive right now that it's hard to even sell it. Now this piece is something I would never scrap. It's an antique piece. It has more extrinsic value than the intrinsic value. So I am definitely not scrapping these pieces because they are worth more than the scrap price. Now we get to this little bad boy who I honestly thought would have brought more than the scrap price, but unfortunately the pin has broken off and I cannot do this precision laser soldering of these pins. And when I got a quote, it was $55 to put it back on there, which is just too much. It's going to bring my overall profit down, so I just need to scrap it. That's unfortunate, but that's what happens. When I have single earrings and stuff like that, or broke pieces, I'm always scrapping those. I don't care because I'm going to get more from my refiner than that. I know this goes pretty fast for some of you guys sometimes, so I've made a cheat sheet for the whole scrap gold. It'll have all the information, so you can either pause it here or just request the cheat sheet from my email.
Can I be your star tonight? You fill my soul with light the day we met. I don't wanna leave your side, no. Have me by your side when the sun sets. I hope you'll still want me. I hope you'll still need me a million years from now. The seasons are changing, the nights ever fading. It's time we left the ground. Let's leave for an eternity. Let's sail across the lights beyond the sky. I'll be with you eternally. I'm an addict for your love. It keeps me high, keeps me high.
So I harvest my own gemstones for a few reasons. One is because I know I'm going to do it good. and I have sent them into a couple websites that said they would return them, and they did return them, but about 30% of my stones came back damaged, like beyond anything I could use them for or resell them for. So now I'm out of 30% of the stones. Nobody's going to do it as good as I'm going to do it because, you know, it's my products, it's my labor of love. The most important reason to me, though, is when I am scrapping gold, I am not sending jewelry in to be sold for jewelry purposes. You know, it's not the extrinsic value I'm trying to get out of this, it's the intrinsic value. So it's basically just, I'm trying to get the scrap price, the highest scrap price I can get. And if I'm sending in lots of stones, I don't know the exact weight I'm sending in. So people can say, well, your stones weighed this much or they weighed this much, and you're not going to know because your stones were still in there. So to me, it's the peace of mind that is really the most important reason I harvest my own stones. So everybody always asks me what tools I use when I do these things. So I'm just going to let you know I use the pink handled ones here. You can buy them from Amazon or wherever. I'm just showing you the ones I use. And I use a very cheap X-Acto knife kit from Dollar Tree. So it comes with 6 different blades, and I blunt them with a fine grit sandpaper. How do I take the stones out? Great question. Same way I do just about everything. I really like foam board. Still sticking out, so I'm going to do another one. And now it's pretty much stuck in there. I take my kind of blunted razor blade here, and I just get right under. Let me get closer. Huh, that doesn't look very nice. Oh, there we go. I'm going to get right under the prong here. And I'm going to just kind of go at like a 45-degree angle like this to get under it. And I'm just going to tilt it out. And tilt it. Can I get it yet? Yep. And ta-da, it's popped out. And I can just grab one of my things here and put it in there. Save it for later. So this is a diamond, but whether it's a diamond or not, I would still take it out because I want to know the exact weight of gold. But since these are thicker, I'm using those pliers that I showed you at the front to just pull the prongs back to get the diamond out. So I just continually kind of just work around until the diamond falls out, and I try to, of course, just get the prongs. I'm not trying to hit the diamond at all. It might take a little practice, but you know, you eventually get it, and it just pops out. There you go. So this piece is pretty crazy. It has lots and lots of damage, and I don't care about it that much, so you're going to see I am just ripping it out with some pliers, and I'm going to, you know, just start crushing it because I do not care to even blunt my other pliers for it. I'm just going to cut through and get it. Now, when you do something like this, you know, you might want to wear safety glasses because I have had these things actually go into my eyes before, and it's kind of dangerous, so try not to do that. Now this one's called a tension setting, so it's basically set by tension in between these 2 prongs, and you need to pull it out, but barely. Now these are, yeah, you see, like you just have to barely move it because it's just barely sitting in there. I know a lot of people try to cut through these big thick prongs, and you eventually will probably chip the stone, but if you just barely bend it back like you saw me do, you'll get it right out instantly. Here's just another prong set piece, and they're very easy, so I'm just taking the little X-Acto knife and just pulling the prongs out. This is very, very easy, and see, they'll just pop right out. So it's that easy to get your own stones out instead of you having to take them to a jeweler or, you know, having somebody else do them and potentially giving them back to you in terrible condition. Okay, so pulling out my trusty pliers again, and the reason I use these is because of the sharp edge that can just kind of go under the prongs and slip by the stone instead of like crushing the stone and stuff. But this is a 10 carat piece I picked up for a couple bucks, and it was broke, and I'm just going to get the stone out. It's a CZ, so I'm not as worried about it as if it was a diamond, but you can see I'm pulling the prongs back to get it out, and that's about as easy as it gets when it comes to that. Now, I understand a lot of people don't have the dexterity in their hands and stuff to do this anymore, so this is just a way that if you are capable of doing it, would be good. And I'm going to show you the differences in the weights as well. So as you can see here, the ring and the stone together weigh 2.6 grams, and it's 2.3 without the stone. So the stone only weighs 0.3 grams, and that's not a whole lot for just one piece, but if I have a lot of these, 0.3 grams is going to add up and add up. So here is what I do to record my weights and carats, so I know exactly what I am sending in. I don't want to have any misconceptions about how much I should be getting back, and doing this helps drastically. And I also send a copy of a little sheet in with it just to make sure, like, I don't know, they know I know. Now, I don't worry about that too much with the company I use, but I still do this no matter what, and I would suggest you do it no matter who you use as well, because, you know, it's important to know, and you want to have that peace of mind as well. So what I do is I just write the carat of whatever the piece is down and the weight, and document it on a piece of paper. You can do this on printer paper, a whiteboard, whatever you want. And I just have them all down there, and that way I know. And then I make a 10 carat and a 14 carat bag, or whatever, you know, carats you have, and I put it all together, and at the end I weigh everything again just to make sure I have the right amount. So I check, double check, and triple check just to make sure everything's correct. Okay, let's get into where to sell your gold. So Midwest Refineries is actually the place that I use to sell my gold to. They're the best that I've found out there. I'm not sure if you guys use somebody different. If you do and know some really great people, let me know in the comments. Would love to, you know, always give them a shout out too, but I think I'm going to stick with my guys because they are so great. And they're no nonsense. They say they give 95% of the amount of pure gold contained in your order, and that's true. However, it's not 95% of the scrap value, which that confuses some people. It's 95% of the pure gold. So they actually melt down all the gold, and then they give you 95% of that. But you usually lose 1 to 3% during that melting, and like maybe a little bit more because of, you know, springs or something that's contained in your order, or stones. You always got to consider that if you left some stones in your order. They're really great. They do not charge handling, inbound fees, all these weird fees that other people charge and say they do. Some really other good things about them, they're like very user-friendly, easy to just send things to their website, straightforward. There's no like, you know, oh, fill this out and we'll send you 18 emails and this and that. They're not doing that, and that's nice to me. Now, they're extremely trustworthy. I've used them a lot, and I do like that they give the highest amount that I've found, and easy to use, but of course there's cons as well, and that's always something to talk about. A lot of places actually give you prepaid envelopes that they say are insured and stuff to mail. These people do not. You actually put your stuff together and mail it to them. This is all on you. This money is coming from you. And to do about a $4,000 order, that's about $77 after insurance from USPS. So it's a lot to send it, but it's a lot less than what other people are charging you. They say we give you this free envelope, but then literally they're charging you probably $100 on that shipping that they're offering to you. Another drawback for these guys that I would think is one of the worst ones is they don't offer quotes. I mean, they might. I've never actually asked for one, but generally no, they don't do quotes because they melt the gold down. It's not like they can quote you beforehand. They have to melt the gold down, and that can be very disconcerting. However, they are very, these people have great integrity, and I've never had a problem with them, and that's something that's good to say, but it can still, I know, worry a lot of people, and I just want to make that clear that these people are great, but, you know, they do not offer a quote. So if you're thinking, I'm going to get a quote before they melt my jewelry down or anything like that, that's not going to happen. And they're very quick about it, so I know my stuff last time got there on a Friday, and I had the check in my hand by Wednesday of the next week. So they melt it, get you your check, get that done quick. Something else is that they do take gold-filled jewelry, but I'm going to tell you what, I would not scrap your gold-filled jewelry because you get absolutely nothing for it. And that's not just here, that's everywhere. You're way better off just selling that stuff on your chosen platform. So that's just my suggestion for gold-filled jewelry. And the last thing that I would say is a con for these guys is that they do not harvest your stones. They do not offer to send your stones back to you. So if you're someone who is not going to actually harvest your own stones or something like that, you could kiss them goodbye if you send them to this place. And they make no bones about it. They're not sending it. It's straight on their website. We're not sending them back. And it's something I think is kind of funny and I like about these guys is that they are so straightforward and they're not sitting there trying to just, you know, get your business. They're busy. So they are definitely doing what they need to do to get the most done, to help you, to get you the most money, and, you know, to stay in business. So that's why I like them. And by the way, I'm not sponsored or anything by these guys. These are just guys I like to go to myself. Okay, this part's going to go pretty fast too because I just want to show you really quick how my last order went. But you can see that they give me the spot price on the day they received and melted the order. It's probably the lowest price of that day, just to be honest. I'm not sure exactly how they do it, but it's that day. And here's the amounts I sent, the total, and this is the check I got. But here was what it cost me to ship it, what they took, the total cost. So what they actually took was 9.85%. So I got about 90%, but after I had to pay for shipping, it was a little bit more. Okay, lastly, I'm going to talk about some of the places that actually pop up at the top searches in Google. So if you were typing in Google, this is the ones you would see. SellYourGold.com has good reviews on Trustpilot. They seem trustworthy, about 65%. They seem to have good integrity and no bad reviews about integrity, but low ball offers. They do have some bad reviews about that. ExpressGold.com also has about the same trustworthiness and everything that I said. They do seem like they're a very trustworthy company, but still low ball offers. So these next guys are like the number one people on Google when you search them. Not that they're sponsored by anybody or anything, but their offers are so pathetically low it's tantamount to stealing. I have tried them before and it is really ridiculous how little they will give you. And then they want to say things like, oh, it's because we offer free shipping and stuff. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, here's their website. Look, they got 5 stars, not one bad review. That's not censored at all. Anyways, your local pawn shops and your local jewelry stores are also a good place if you need the money quickly or you feel uncomfortable with sending things in. And sometimes those places too will go right in the back and take the stones out for you if that's what you would like, and will give them back to you. So those are good places to go to. About 50 to 75% is what they'll give you. So there it is. There's my very detailed guide on how to scrap your gold. And let me know if you have any questions, comments, who you used. If you disagree with anything, just let me know. And thanks everybody for watching. I hope you have a great week and see you soon.